Yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Space, the final frontier. No, wait a minute. That's the Space Needle, and we're in Seattle, which in a way is Major League Baseball's final frontier out west. And it's where the Yankees will spend the next 3 nights trying to bounce back into the win column while looking to build some consistency moving forward. As tonight, the YES Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the Mariners in the first of 3 from Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington, on YES After Dark. Good to have you with us, Bob Lorenz, along with Ken Singleton. We begin our broadcast by wishing you, my friend, a very happy birthday. Hope you've had a great day.
I certainly have, Bob. Be even better if the Yankees can win the game tonight.
They would like to get back into the win column. And Kenny, a guy who can do that is their starting pitcher tonight, Vidal Nuno, who has put up tremendous numbers on the road.
And the Yankees hope that continues tonight here in Seattle. We're going to take a look at Nuno from a recent start at home against the Oakland A's. When Nuno is on, he can patch you with a fastball. His changeup's an excellent pitch, and he makes a good pitch to the corner there. But when he's not on and he throws it to the middle of the plate, he's not overpowering. He can be hit pretty hard. He had a no decision in this game against the Oakland A's as he came away with 4 2/3 innings as the Yankees struggle in that contest.
Yeah, he is 0-3 at home, but 2-0 on the road with about a 2 ERA. And as we take a look at tonight's pitching matchup, brought to you by Chevrolet, Nuno will be opposed by Hisashi Iwakuma, who's been good at home, Kenny, good on the road. In fact, very good in his last outing in Atlanta.
He's been good ever since he put on a Seattle uniform. One of the better pitchers in this league. His ERA stands at 2.66, and he's got a tremendous splitter. He was a good pitcher in Japan. He's been even better here in the States with a good team here in Seattle. In fact, he's been one of the better pitchers in the league. Good fastball, but his splitter is the pitch the Yankees might have problems with tonight.
Yeah, that is really his calling card in 56 career starts. An ERA of about 2.5, 13 wins here at Safeco Field. He averages the lowest in the majors in terms of pitches per inning this year, and he's a tough guy to steal on. Just 2 stolen bases allowed in his last 30 games started. All right, we'll take a quick break, but when we come back, Meredith Marakovitz will join us and talk to hitting coach Kevin Long as she looks for answers about how the offense can get it going.
And the Mariners set to get underway in just a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz alongside Yankees hitting coach Kevin Long. Kevin, it's been a little bit of a struggle for the offense lately. Last game, just 1 for 17 with runners in scoring position. Why do you think your guys have had a tough time in those situations?
Well, at some point, I think you try too hard. And I see a little bit of that. I see a little bit of frustration. And it's, you know, are they putting in the work? Are they making adjustments? Yes. And it's just we need to stay as relaxed as we can in those situations, understand that we're putting guys out there. We just need to calm down a little bit and trust ourselves and our ability, and what we've been working on in those situations will become easier instead of tougher.
When you're going through a little bit of a funk like you guys are, what do you tell the team?
Well, first of all, you try to stay as positive as you can. You tell the guys, keep working, keep grinding, stay at it. And then the other part that we just talked about is try to keep it fun, try to keep it enjoyable. And the more you do that, you got to believe, and you keep telling these guys, listen, you guys are good players. You've had success in the past. It'll come again. We just got to keep going, keep grinding. Unfortunately,
not going to get any easier with the guy that's on the mound this evening, Iwakuma. What's the biggest key against him?
Well, he's got 4 pitches that he can throw for strikes. His fastball has good two-seam action. His split, a lot like Tanaka, has good diving action, and he uses that probably 40% of the time, especially to lefties. It's not overpowering, so to speak, but it's got good diving action. We're going to have to see the ball up. We're going to have to stay tight and compact and not get pull happy tonight.
Kevin, thanks for the time and best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Meredith.
There'll be plenty more to come from Safeco Field. Lineups, first pitch baseball coming up next, right here on Yes.
Of your Blippi's favorites. By Buick. Visit TriStateBuick.com for great lease offers. And by PNC. Know where you stand with PNC Total Insight. Well, Seattle, a beautiful town. That right down on the waterfront as we get set for the first of 3 here in Seattle. And with that in mind, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Yankees. It is presented by Lexus. And it'll be Brett Gardner leading off in left field. Derek Jeter is at shortstop, batting second. Jacoby Ellsbury is batting third, playing center field. It's Mark Teixeira hitting cleanup at first base. Carlos Beltran will be the DH tonight. Brian McCann will do the catching and hit sixth. Yangervis Solarte is at third base, batting seventh. Ichiro out on his old stomping grounds here at Safeco in right field, batting eighth. And Brian Roberts is playing second base and rounds out the order against Hisashi Iwakuma.
You mentioned the name. Iwakuma gets a start tonight. He's 33 years old. He's 1-1 in his career against the Yankees. These are his numbers from this year. Only 7 starts. He started the season on the disabled list with a finger injury. 4-2, 2.66. He's been very good since he's come off the DL. Let's check out our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Iwakuma, Kuroda, and Matsuzaka. That was the pitching staff for Japan in the 04 Olympics. Might as well toss in Koji Uehara. He was on that team too. In 2008, the Sawamura Award winner. That's like the Cy Young Award winner in the States when he was 21-4. And last year, he was voted the M's top pitcher.
Well, he is a good 1-2 punch with Felix Hernandez, no doubt about it, as we get set for first pitch to Brett Gardner. And here we go from Seattle, up high, ball 1. Gardner comes in at 279, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in.
You know, the impressive number that you mentioned, Bob, was the fact that he only uses 13 pitches per inning. So that helps him keep his pitch count down. He usually goes deep into games. His last start, 7 shutout innings against the Atlanta Braves in a game that the Mariners won 2-0.
Yeah, he had 7 shutout innings in that game, 7 strikeouts. Gets hitters to just pound that splitter into the ground. A lot of ground balls. And as you said, you hope he just elevates it a little, and maybe he's just a tick off and gets that pitch up in the hitting zone. 1-2 to Gardner.
Well, I'm sure the fans in New York, certainly here in Seattle, and most certainly in Japan, because of the rain out last night, it kind of blew up the matchup between Iwakuma and Tanaka. Tanaka is going to pitch tomorrow for the Yankees. Pushed back a day.
And Gardner fouling that one away. So what you're saying is a lot of people in Japan are going to lose sleep over 2 nights instead of just 1 watching it.
Exactly. These two were teammates back on the Rakuten Golden Eagles. In fact, Iwakuma was the mentor for Masahiro Tanaka when he first joined the team.
Well, both have mastered that splitter, and on 2-2, Gardner flicks one down and into the seats down the left field line.
Well, Gardner's now seen 6 pitches. He averages just below 5 in his first at bat of a ball game. And one thing he does is what he's doing now. He can foul off the tough ones until he gets something he can handle.
We'll do 2-2 again. And Gardner swinging a miss for a strikeout, 1 away.
Batting second for the Yankees at shortstop, the captain, Derek Jeter.
Well, fans in Safeco showing their appreciation for Jeter. This is the last time they'll see him. The Yankees' last trip to Seattle, with Derek Jeter wearing that familiar number 2. Gave him a nice pregame ovation. They had a nice ceremony for him. And we'll show you that a little later as Iwakuma deals and misses away 1-0.
Yeah, well, one thing I heard in that announcement as he was coming to the plate, as he was announced into the game, they announced not only number 2 Derek Jeter, but they called him the captain. You usually don't hear that on the road.
Jeter holds off on that one. A little breaking ball outside, 2-0.
Iwakuma has a tremendous splitter. Bob mentioned he has a good slider. He's got enough fastball, and he's also got a changeup that he uses as well. So he's got 4 legitimate out pitches.
And comes into the zone. Jeter grounds one up the middle for a 1-out base hit. Jeter has always hit well in Seattle when he comes here, and he came into this one with just 3 hits in his last 16 at-bats as he tries to get it going offensively.
Yeah, there are certain cities that kind of energize you, or ballparks, and this is one for Jeter. You can see the pitch was almost right down the middle, and he took a base hit right back through the middle. Looked like it hit off the dirt in front of home plate. Took a high hop over the head of Iwakuma and on in the center. So Jeter off to a good start in this series.
And Jacoby Ellsbury would like to continue what he's been doing, riding a 13-game hitting streak. Coming into this one, his number is at 287, 3 home runs and 25 runs batted in. first pitch in for a strike.
Sorry, Bob. You had mentioned Jeter's done well in this park. Jacoby Ellsbury against the Mariners in his career is a .302 hitter. So he's done some damage against Seattle pitching during the course of his career with Boston and now with the Yankees.
And Ellsbury flicks one into left field, a line drive that Dustin Ackley will catch for out number 2. So still making solid contact, but that one won't drop. Let's take a look at the defense now for the Mariners, presented by Geico. We saw Dustin Ackley out in left field. It's James Jones in center and Michael Saunders out in right field. Around the infield, Kyle Seager at third, Brad Miller at short, Robbie Cano is at second base, Willie Bloomquist plays first, and Mike Zunino does the catching. And that'll bring up Mark Teixeira. Teixeira at .238, but he's hit double digits in home runs with 10 and 27 runs batted in.
And we see the first shift of the evening as the Mariners move Kyle Seager, the third baseman, over to the right side, along with Robbie Cano, who's out in short right field, and Bloomquist at first, holding Jeter on.
Quickly behind in the count to Iwakuma 0-2.
Teixeira, of course, spent some time on the West Coast with the Angels, but he's hit well against the Mariners. 32 home runs against Mariner pitching. And he likes this ballpark.
And 0-2 misses, 1-2.
Anytime when you come up and you see the right fielder almost plastered up against the right field wall,
yeah,
you realize that you've got some power. Look at Saunders playing very deep and right.
The 1-2 to Teixeira. And Iwakuma misses up high, 2-2. Now, those are the numbers you were talking about, Kenny. At Safeco, 16 homers, 39 runs batted in. And this park isn't necessarily a home run park, but there is a bit of a jet stream going out there to right and right center.
Yeah, but that's 16 here, so he's also hit 16 away from here against Mariner pitching.
And that one fouled off as Jeter had a secondary break. The Yankees baseball is available in Spanish by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Infinity.
As Jeter stands at first base, we should remind everybody that his next steal will be the 350th of his career. That's a nice round number. He's got one so far this year.
And Teixeira on 2-2, lines one into center field in front of Jones. Jeter will just take a quick round at second and look as the throw comes in. So 2 aboard and 2 away here in the top of the first.
That ball took a short hop in front of Jones, but as I watched him throw back to the infield, it kind of reminded me of the way Mickey Rivers used to throw. You remember Mick the Quick? Of course, Yankee fans remember. And Jones has great speed like Mick the. Watch his throwing motion. If that's not Mickey Rivers, I don't know who it is. Here's the pitch from Iwakuma and a line drive off the bat of Mark Teixeira. So the Yankees threatening here in the top of the first.
James Jones, as we talked about, a Brooklyn native, playing center field now for the Mariners. So 2 away, runners at first and second, and Carlos Beltran. And first pitch in for a strike. Beltran, another one of those hitters that wants to get something going and get some consistency at the plate since coming off the DL in 4 games. Beltran just 1 for 14.
The Yankees actually came out here for early hitting, and Beltran was putting on a show out by that 380 sign in right center.
And slaps one down into left field and into the corner. Jeter will round and score. Teixeira headed to third and being held up. So big 2-out hitting there by Carlos Beltran puts the Yankees on the board 1-0.
Hey, maybe Meredith should interview Kevin Long every day, huh?
Well, that worked out nicely for the Yankees. A big 2-out double for Beltran.
Yeah, that's one thing that hasn't been happening. The Yankees are struggling with runners in scoring position. Beltran gets a pitch up, hits it the other way. Nice piece of hitting as he hits it into opposite field corner to drive in a run. When a team has been struggling, sometimes it just takes one hit to get them going in the opposite direction. And they're due for a market correction. It's almost like the stock market.
Right.
Days the market goes down, then all of a sudden it rallies and comes back the other way. And it's Beltran who maybe gets things started for the Yankees as they get through on the scoreboard here in the first inning.
And that at bat, by the way, speaks to what you talked about in the open. If he gets that pitch up, you have to take advantage of it. And Beltran did exactly that. So 1-0 Yankees with Brian McCann up and runners at second and third. And McCann looks at a first pitch strike. McCann comes in at .225, 7 home runs and 27 runs batted in.
Now, we saw a game in Kansas City where McCann had a opposite field double with the bases loaded and drove in 3 runs. And there is no shift on him right now. So in a way, maybe the video that the other teams see of him hitting the ball the opposite way keeps them from shifting and actually helps him if he's going to pull the ball.
And McCann goes right back up the middle. A diving stop by the shortstop Miller, and on to first, but the throw off as the 1-run scores. Teixeira's in. Beltran holds at third, and because of that, it's 2-0 Yankees.
And they have scored that, a base hit for McCann. A great stop by Miller, who's known for his defense at short. Maybe if the shift had been on, he would have come up with this because he'd been more towards the right side. Comes up with a great stop with the throw, pulls Bloomquist off of first base, and you can see he has the low bridge as Brian McCann jumps over it. That's going to go as a base hit and a run batted in for McCann, and the Yankees with another hit with the runners in scoring position. So here in the first inning, they've got 2 hits with runners in scoring position, 1 more than they had in their last game at 17 tries. There's Bloomquist leaving the bag. Yep, his foot is definitely off, and the Yankees have another run.
So 2-0 Yankees, runners at first and third, and now Yangervis Solarte. And in for a first pitch strike. Now Iwakuma, to several of these batters, has gone a first pitch strike. But Kenny, this speaks to what you were talking about. 13 pitches per inning. He is at 24 right now, so they're making him work. And Solarte, the grounder to second. Cano on to first, but a solid top of the first and a good start for the Yankees offense as they score 2 on Iwakuma and lead it 2-0. Mariners coming to bat.
Road enjoys that. His team scoring for him gives a little leeway as he gets things started. There's his numbers on the year: 1-2, 5.33 ERA, innings 52, hits 58, opponents batting .288. Let's check out our pitcher scouting report. brought to you by your Honda dealers. A road to glory. Now, Nuno in his career has made 5 starts on the road for the Yankees. The Yankees have won every single one of those games. And the rookie road warriors for the Yankees this year, you're talking about Tanaka, Nuno, and Chase Whitley. They've only lost 1 game. The Yankees have only lost 1 game that they have started on the road this year. They are 12-1 in the rookie starts.
And the thing we'll keep an eye on with Nuno, he works quickly, Kenny, and is he have a little more confidence in working that strike zone, knowing he's got a quick 2-0 lead? And Bloomquist pops one up along the right side. Mark Teixeira right under it, 1 away.
And the third point in the scouting report, his last 4 starts, 21 strikeouts and only 3 walks. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. And one thing, we've always liked about Nuno, although he's not a hard thrower, he works fast and keeps the hitters off balance.
And with 1 away, here's James Jones. Jones comes in at .291, no homers, 5 runs batted in. And looks at a first pitch strike.
Well, we are a long way from Brooklyn here in Seattle, but we can inform his friends and family who are watching tonight on Yes, he's doing very well here in the Great Northwest.
2 pitches, 2 swings, and a nice breaking ball there from Nuno.
And all his schoolmates back at Long Island University. He's hit in 23 of his 28 starts in the major leagues.
And a little foul ball self-preservation there on 0-2.
The Yankees play James Jones about straight up. He's got a lot of speed.
Nuno up high, 1-2.
At the beginning of the year, the Mariners had Abraham Almonte, former Yankee, playing in center field. It did not work out. He struggled. So they went to plan B, and was Jones.
Line shot. Brian Roberts right there, 2 away. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense. We showed that out there by Roberts, but as we go around the outfield, it's Brett Gardner in left field, Jacoby Ellsbury in center, and Ichiro out in right. The defense brought to you by Geico. Around the infield, Yangervis Solarte at third, Derek Jeter at short, Roberts at second, and Mark Teixeira at first, and Brian McCann is behind the plate. And with 2 away, here's Robbie Cano. Cano has been on a hot streak, batting .330 for the season. 2 homers, 33 runs batted in. He's riding a 7-game hitting streak.
He is coming off a road trip in which he had a hit in every single game. In fact, he's got an 18-game road hitting streak. And he's always, Yankee fans know he's always hit well on the road. .333 this year, and he's hitting pretty well here at Safeco Field, but not the home runs. At this time last year with the Yankees, he had 14 homers. He's only hit 2 this year. And a lot of it has to do with this ballpark. A little, certainly more difficult.
Here's the 0-2 from Nuno. And Cano slaps one into left field. The Gardner will chase down into the corner. Cano racing for second. And the throw will not be in time. So a 2-out double for Robbie Cano.
Bobby said he was hot. He proved it. On a 2-strike pitch, he hits the ball the other way. I was speaking with hitting coach Howard Johnson, who's first year with these Mariners. Of course, Met fans remember Howard Johnson, big years with the New York Mets. And he was talking about Robbie Cano's leadership, his ability to hit from line to line. He's the 3rd leading hitter in the league. Only Victor Martinez of Detroit and Alex Rios of the Texas Rangers are ahead of him in the batting race.
So with Cano on second and 2 away, here's Cole Gillespie, another guy who enjoyed that road trip that the Mariners just got back from. They wrapped things up in Tampa Bay, but over the course of that road trip, Gillespie had 7 for 19, a homer and 2 runs batted in.
There's Hojo, former Met, former Detroit Tiger. Big time switch hitter in his day. Had a 30-30 year with the Mets. You know, one thing, these Mariners, they do have the worst team batting average in the league, but they've scored more runs than the Yankees, which tells you they've done a pretty good job of hitting with runners in scoring position.
Nuno misses away 2-1. And he misses again, away 3-1. So we take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. Beautiful day in Seattle, mostly cloudy, but giving way to some sunshine right now. 66 degrees, humidity at 48%, and a very light wind. The 3-1, and Gillespie delivers a base hit into left center field as Ellsbury tracks it down and will hold him to a long single, but Cano scores, and it's a 2-1 game.
Yeah, these are the two hottest hitters in the Mariners lineup, Cano and Gillespie, and they come through for a run here in the bottom of the first inning. It cuts the Yankees lead in half. Gillespie had a 6-game hitting streak broken yesterday, and we told you in the open, when Nuno hits the middle of the plate, he's not overpowering, and the ball usually gets hit pretty hard. That was in the middle. Gillespie jumped on it, and the Mariners are on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the first.
Gillespie came up April 24th and has been a tremendous run producer for them. In the absence of production from guys like Michael Saunders and Justin Smoak, he's filled a nice void for them. So a 2-1 game with 2 away. And this is Kyle Seager, the team's leader in home runs and runs batted in. 9 homers and 39 RBI.
Good changeup from Nuno there, had Seager out in front. Let's take a look at the Jeep Hitter Scouting Report. Last year, he was the Mariners MVP. He's got 1 road home run out of the 9. That came at Yankee Stadium. And Adam Warren and Dustin Ackley, they were teammates of his at the University of North Carolina, so they had a pretty good ball club. And for one season down there at North Carolina, even had Matt Harvey on the team. So
it's a talented ball club.
Yeah, Carolina on their mind.
So we mentioned Seager's numbers and power numbers, but you look over his last 6 games, Kenny, he has struggled.
Yeah, that's why I said Cano and Gillespie have been carrying the team lately. But Seager's had his hot streaks.
And Gillespie's on the move. McCann to second, and they got him. Good throw by McCann. Good quick release over the top. And they get Gillespie trying to steal. Take another look at it. And no doubt about it, they got him, although looks like Lloyd McClendon is going to come out and have a little conversation.
And now he's going to head back because somebody has informed him. Yeah, he was out.
So with that, we'll step aside. 2-1 as we take one more look at that. McCann, a strong throw. Solarte to tag, and that does it in the bottom of the first. With a 2-1 lead here at Safeco. And leading things off, the number 8 hitter here in the top of the second, Ichiro, who Kenny knows a thing or two about hitting here in Seattle.
Well, he got a nice round of applause as he stepped in. The fans are never going to forget him. A 10-time All-Star while playing for the Seattle Mariners.
And Iwakuma starts him with strike 1. Ichiro comes in hitting .320. No homers, 8 runs batted in. And he's quickly behind 0-2.
In fact, Ichiro has more hits in this stadium than any player has in any current major league venue. And look at who he's done for these Mariners over the look out, Ichiro.
Got a lot of first and second place rankings in their history. And Ichiro out to left field, but Ackley had him played perfectly, a little more shallow than normal, and that's one away.
Well, they still have the Ichi meter. Now that the lady that's there with the cap on used to keep track of the number of hits that Ichiro had during the course of the season. Maybe not quite the 262 he had as a major league record in 2004 when he hit .372 for the Mariners, but he's got 33 hits this year.
That's incredible to hear that number. .372 on the season.
Yeah, well,
wow.
262 hits. And we did some research the last time the Yankees were at home. And we've always talked about Ichiro's legendary speed and how he hits a ball to the left side and always put pressure on the fielder, shortstop, or third baseman. In his career, he has over 500 infield hits. That's amazing. I probably had 20 in my whole career.
0-2 pitch. Brian Roberts fouls another one away.
Speaking of hits, Brian Roberts coming up on a milestone. He needs 5 more hits for 1,500 in his career.
.02 pitch. A little breaking ball that just misses outside. Elicits a few groans from the crowd. They thought it might be strike 3.
Here's a look at the hook, and maybe a little outside, broke around the plate.
Another one misses away, 2-2. But Roberts showing some plate discipline up there.
That looked like a splitter, or it kind of just hung up there. Yeah, it was outside. Good call by Chris Siegel, the home plate umpire.
Roberts staying alive.
Another look at that splitter. He's got a good one. Not quite as hard as Tanaka's. Just a good break to it, though. Good downward action.
And misses inside. Runs the count full, 3-2.
You know, even if Brian Roberts makes an out here, he has driven up the pitch count. It's still going up. 36 pitches now. Usually he averages 10 less than this, and there's only 1 out in this inning through 2.
And Roberts draws a walk. Well done. Number 9 hitter with a 1-out walk here in the top of the second. You know, Kenny, you looked at the numbers on Iwakuma and what he's done in his 3 years, and the consistency is remarkable. In 2012, a 2.65 ERA. Last year, 2.66. And this year, 2.66.
Yeah, he's been very solid. As we mentioned in our open, he was a star in Japan. One year he went 21-4. In fact, in Japan, they thought so much of him. In 2009, he started the final game of the WBC Classic against Korea, and he went 7 2/3. He allowed just 2 runs Japan was leading by a run. Yu Darvish came in, gave up the tying run. But then Ichiro got the game-winning hit in extra innings. And Japan won the championship.
It's a lot of big-time names getting it done for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you can see why Japan's had a lot of success in the WBC Classic over the years. They've won, I think they won the first 2. Of course, last year, Dominican Republic team won, led by Robinson Cano. And Tony Pena was the manager.
And a pitch in for a strike. And you look at the images that we have. We have Ichiro, Gardner at the plate, Roberts at first. He can run a little bit. And you know, the one thing the Yankees would like to do on a more consistent basis, stay out of the double play. Gardner is obviously a guy who can get to first base in a hurry. But in his 7 starts this season, Iwakuma has induced 7 double play ground balls. 1-2 to Gardner. Roberts doesn't go, and Gardner stays alive.
Yeah, that's why I don't think Gardner will be going here with 1 out, because you mentioned it. I should say Roberts shouldn't be going here because Gardner's tough to double up, and he would be at first base in case of a force out. He could steal second, get himself into scoring position. If there were 2 outs, Roberts might be more apt to go. Iwakuma's tough to steal, and he gets rid of the ball pretty quickly.
Inside, Zunino kind of smothers it behind the plate. Roberts retreats to first.
Yeah, good stop by Zunino. You know, since Dan Wilson left a few years back, the Mariners have been looking for a catcher, and they might have found one in Zunino, who's also got some power. He's hit 7 home runs this year. There's the backup, John Buck, who in other years has been a starter in other places, but not here.
2-2 pitch. Gardner stays alive.
Our director, John Moore, always has a great sense of humor.
Yep.
But he said Buck stops here.
Yep.
His starting days have stopped here.
Put that one up on the wall in the truck, boys.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a keeper.
1 for John.
They'll do it again on 2-2. And Iwakuma misses inside, 3-2. So like his first at bat leading off the game, Gardner has worked the count full and made Iwakuma work. Jeter on deck.
Now Gardner looking down at Robbie Thompson to see if Roberts might be on the move here. And now I think he might go. And the reason being, if Gardner gets something he can slash and hit to a gap, that means Roberts would be able to score from first base. We'll take a look.
Roberts does go, and Gardner swings and misses, and now he's got no man's land between first and second. Cano chases him back, applies the tag, the prolonged strike him out, throw him out, double play to end things here in the top of the second. So the Yankees got a man on, but the inning didn't end the way they wanted as we head to the bottom of the second. followed by the game itself on Fox Tuesday at 7:30. Major League Baseball always updates us on the All-Star voting totals, and you can vote at MLB.com through July 3rd. As we take a look at the All-Star starting squad, at least right now, the leading vote getters, you see Derek Jeter at shortstop, Robbie Cano playing here for the Mariners, and 2 Toronto Blue Jays outfielders as we get things going in the bottom of the second, and Kyle Seager back at the plate. He was at the plate when Cole Gillespie got caught stealing to end things in the bottom of the first. We'll get back to those numbers in just a bit. And Seager down the left field line. Gardner into the corner. And that one over the wall and foul. So let's get back to the American League voting. And again, you see Jeter, the leading vote getter, at short. Miguel Cabrera is at first. A couple Blue Jays, Melky Cabrera and Jose Bautista, are in the outfield. Toronto has a very good voting base from their fans. Now, let's take a look at the National League and the leading vote getters in the National League. And we'll do that in just a moment. As Kyle Seager resets against Nuno, 0-2. And there's your National League. Yasiel Puig in center field right now with almost 1.5 million votes. Troy Tulowitzki, the Denver voting base, is coming out there for the Rockies. Over 2 million votes to be the starting shortstop for the National League.
You know, one thing about the American League voting, Matt Wieters probably won't be able to play. He's got an elbow injury. I know he's leading in the voting, but somebody else is probably going to take his place on the All-Star team.
Nuno misses inside the Seager, and the cat goes full, 3-2.
Maybe Salvador Perez of Kansas City.
And at first base, Edwin Encarnacion had that 16 home run month of May, but he's blocked at first by Miguel Cabrera. As Seager hits a shot out to right field, Ichiro tracks, leaps, and makes a brilliant catch on the warning track at the base of the wall. We mentioned at the top, those are Ichiro's old stomping grounds, and he knows how to cover a lot of ground out there and has a feel for it. And see the fans who know him so well giving him some love out there for that great catch.
Yeah, they still love him here, and it's not like they're not used to seeing catches like this from Ichiro. Numerous Gold Gloves, and we're going to see this on Yes Mo, brought to you by your Tri-State Mercedes-Benz dealer. There it is, the leap, the catch, up against the wall, and Ichiro holds on, and out number 1.
And that brings up the catcher, Mike Zunino. And you know, Kenny, from playing outfield, a lot of that is just the timing of the leap. You got to get it just right, and he did.
Here's another look. Seager hits it well. Ichiro with a good break. The leap at the very end and up against the wall, tumbles and holds on. That's the sort of thing that makes you a 10-time All-Star. And a 10-time Gold Glove winner. Only Mays and Clemente have won more.
You hit double digits in Gold Gloves, yeah. You're doing something right.
That's right. You're starting to, you know, run out of space to put them in.
Nuno ahead, 1-2 on Zunino.
Now, I was a teammate of Brooks Robinson's, and I think Brooks won 16 Gold Gloves as a third baseman for the Orioles. And going down to his basement, where he had like a club room, right, there were 16 steps, and he had one Gold Glove on each step as you walk down the steps.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Was that staircase a little narrower, by the way? Because the gloves are
well, you had to watch where you're going, or you get caught.
Yeah, don't be the guy that trips and knocks the Gold Gloves off the wall as you go down either. Here's the 2-2 to Zunino. And he lifts one out to right center field, curling away from Jacoby Ellsbury. That one gets stuck underneath the pad out in right center, so Zunino will have himself a one-out double.
Well, Zunino's been struggling lately. He had a game yesterday in Tampa Bay. He went 0 for 4, struck out 4 times. But this time he reaches out, a pitch down and away. He actually goes out and gets this one, drives it to the opposite field gap in the right center field. Over his last 16 games, he's hitting just 182, but he is 1 for his last 1.
And that'll bring up Michael Saunders. Saunders at 280 on the season, 4 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Saunders came out of a game against the Rays a couple days ago, a little sore right shoulder, but he's back in there.
One thing about these Mariners, and Robinson Cano mentioned this during spring training, they have a lot of left-handed hitters on this team, and they might be susceptible to a left-handed pitcher. There's first-year manager Lloyd McClendon, not his first time managing. He managed the Pittsburgh Pirates from 2001 to 2005. He might be most famous in Pittsburgh for stealing first base.
And a swing and a miss by Saunders.
So Cano mentioned that they needed a right-handed hitter, and they called up Cole Gillespie, and he's been swinging the bat pretty well. Now Cano, I know he's a great player, a great second baseman, but he has not fulfilled the role as a GM as of yet. It's Jack Sorensen.
That one pulled foul. Gillespie, a nice find for them, though. He played for the Giants and Cubs last year, some AAA ball, and then he was released at the end of the season and signed as a free agent.
You look at the lineup tonight, they're facing a left-hander. They've got 6 left-handed hitters in the lineup. There's Jack Sorensen, Jack Z, as he's known in these parts.
And that ball getting away from McCann, and that allows Zunino to go to third.
That's going to be scored as a wild pitch, but now what it does, you know, a decent fly ball at the bat of Saunders will drive in a run, and you can see that McCann tried to backhand, turn the glove over the other way, and give your chance a little bit more of a chance to come up with it.
So Saunders is set up if he could just get a fly ball to the outfield.
Yankees bring the infield in.
He can tie the game up in 2. Swing and a miss, and Nuno got it. 2 away. Big out there from Vidal Nuno.
Yeah, his first strikeout of the game, and he took something off a breaking ball. He got Saunders well out in front. There's your swing and a miss. Down and away, well located by Vidal Nuno to pick up a key strikeout. Now there's 2 down, and the infield can drop back.
And it brings the number 8 hitter, Dustin Ackley, to the plate. Nuno greets him with strike 1. And strike 2. Ackley, a guy with 23 runs batted in on the season.
Last 3 pitches from Nuno have been well spotted to the left-handed hitters, down and away at the knees. Now he can tease him, go a little further out.
And drives one out to center field. Ellsbury having to race back a couple steps in front of the track, and that will do it. So Nuno survives a double and a wild pitch, and helped by his defense. As off the bat of Kyle Seager, Ichiro went up and got one. Tremendous defense to keep it a 2-1 game. years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Yankees.com for details. We got the snoozy guy up front there, and it's only top of the third inning. With the Yankees leading it 2-1 here at Safeco. You know, he could be on East Coast time. Kenny, you never know.
You know, it was 11 o'clock back east.
2-1 Yankees lead it on the Audi scoreboard. Brought to you by the all-new Audi A3. And Derek Jeter, who singled and scored in the first inning.
Speaking of it, there's only an hour to go on June 10th. I better mention this. This is birthday for Zach Feinstein. His dad is the esteemed writer, Mark, for the New York Daily News. And Zach, I met him the other day, and I found out that we shared a birthday. So I just want to wish Zach a happy birthday.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. You know, I hope it's not too late. He might be in bed already.
Well, if his dad knows his game, he's got to be DVRing at least, right? So he can see when he wakes up.
That's true.
Well, happy birthday, Zach. There's Mark.
There's Mark.
He's on the phone seeing if Zach got the mention. Here's the 2-2 to Jeter. And to second base. Cano on to first, one away.
Robbie Cano throws out his former double play partner. Robbie was part of the pregame ceremony that honored Derek here. Last stop in Seattle.
He bought Derek a watch.
Yeah. Jesus, nice inscription on it and everything.
Well, you know it's a nice watch too when it comes in a nice wood box.
Oh, man, it was the size of the. Did you see the size of the box?
Yeah, it was like a cigar humidor.
It's like he gave him a Big Ben watch.
It was the world's largest pocket watch. Here is Jacoby Ellsbury, who lined out to left field in his first at bat. Yannick trying to extend his hitting streak beyond 13 games. Oh, wow, Iwakuma, what a quick reaction. Taking a sure base hit away from Ellsbury there.
Now, after he made the play, you see Iwakuma take his glove off and wipe his bare hand on his pant leg like, ooh, that stung a bit. So Ellsbury's hit the ball hard twice tonight and he's got nothing to show for it. Here's a line drive. Iwakuma gets the glove on it. Knocks it down, recovers, throws out Ellsbury. But then watch him take the glove. Oh, that hurt. It is a rocket back through the middle. It's like he picked up a handful of bees.
Mark Teixeira, first pitch swinging out to right field and right into the glove of Michael Saunders. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Iwakuma and the Mariners as we head to the bottom of the third. Lead it 2-1, and it's that time of night, Kenny. You knew you were not getting away without birthday wishes. Meredith Morakovitz with a special delivery for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, Meredith. Thank everybody. Oh, the wind blew out the candle. That's okay.
Oh, now we're going to have to relight that. That doesn't even count. It's not legit. We got to have you relight that.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kenny.
I like that.
That's so cool. Don't let me drop it.
I will be eating a lot of that frosting.
All right.
Not going to lie to you. I'm a frosting guy. Oh, here we go, Meredith. What a pro. Right back at it. Big wish.
Thank you so much, everybody. That's so nice.
You didn't get winded there, did you?
No, I didn't. You know what? These birthdays are coming a lot faster than they used to. Remember when you really wanted your birthday to show up?
Yes.
Well, now it shows up a little too quickly.
The Audi A3 scoreboard shows the Yankees leading at 2-1 in the bottom of the third. I joked about you being able to blow that out because who's at the gym this morning in the hotel at 6:30 in the morning? Well, not me, Ken Singleton.
It's still on East Coast time.
Well, this is Brad Miller, the shortstop.
That's so nice.
By the way, did you get on Twitter? I put what I got you for your birthday. Flaherty challenged me to get you something. I got you a 20-pound sockeye salmon from the fish market.
Did you fillet it?
I actually just had it delivered to your room. I hope that's not a problem.
Well, at least it's not a horse head.
I guess I should see if they can put that on some dry ice.
I would hope so.
Ship to the Singleton estate,
or else I'm going to have to, change rooms.
Yeah, right, in a hurry. Hot shot to short, and Jeter right there, one away.
Wow.
So we mentioned the pregame ceremony for Derek Jeter. They held it prior to Game 1. They showed a nice video montage. Then among the things, a seat from the Kingdom, Kenny.
Yeah, that's Jay Buhner.
Edgar Martinez, snappily dressed.
They bring out all the big guns here, don't they? Yeah.
Second base from Safeco. That is
watch in the box.
That is impressive.
And Felix Hernandez with a check for $5,000 to Derek's Turn 2 Foundation. And that's from the Mariners. Nicely done.
Well done. He got a great ovation from the fans here, too, who really appreciate it. And he's made it very clear he appreciates everything the fans are giving him on the road. That's a pop off the bat of Willie Bloomquist, and 2 away here in the third.
Was that a replay that we had of Bloomquist's first at bat? Because he fouled out to the shirt about the same spot.
And that'll bring up James Jones, who lined to second base his first time up.
You know we got to eat this cake, don't you?
The frosting is killing me right now. I can smell it. It's delicious. Nuno in the 1-1. And a soft grounder to second. Roberts will have to hurry. Jones has got speed, but a nice stretch by Tex. And they got him. So we take a break with one more wish before the clock turns East Coast time, Kenny. It's still your birthday. Make a wish. 6 NY quits for free help today. The question: Joe Girardi played with Lloyd McClendon on the 89 and 90 Cubs. Which other 3 current major league managers were also Girardi's teammates? Have the answer coming up in the bottom half of the inning. That's a good question.
It's not good. It's tough.
Top of the 4th, Carlos Beltran leading things off against Iwakuma, and Beltran into the shift and 1 away. That one has scored 5-3 with the 3rd baseman Seager over there. It's 2-1 Yankees on the Lincoln scoreboard. Yanks with 4 hits and the Mariners with 3. Vidal Nuno just worked a nice 1-2-3 inning. Prior to that, Iwakuma did the same against the Yankees in the 3rd. And Kenny, he looks like he's starting to settle in just a little bit, getting a better rhythm.
Well, you know, he's the type of pitcher that when he gets on a roll, as he was against Atlanta in his last start, he works quickly. Not quite as quickly as Nuno, but neither one of these guys are messing around.
So here's Brian McCann. Singled in his first at bat and knocked in a run. That was his 28th run batted into the season.
Well, the shift is on once again for McCann. And unlike some of the other teams, the outfielders also kind of move around the right. There's a lot of pressure on Ackley out in left field. A lot of room to cover.
And right back to Iwakuma. The first 2 away. And we've seen him over the course of the last week go a little more opposite field.
Yeah, a little more. I think, Bob, what happens in teams kind of think one reason they shift because the shifts work. They feel it puts pressure on the hitters, and most hitters cannot manipulate the bat to hit the ball the other way. They're thinking that they're trying to pull the ball, and they sort of like have groove swings.
In golf terms, if you hit a fade, you wouldn't naturally just be able to hit a draw.
No,
right?
that's true. You know, it's although some of the guys can move the ball both ways, the better players.
That's true. Oh, 1 to Solarte, and a grounder to second base. Cano has it, and that'll do it. 7 in a row retired by Iwakuma as we take it to the bottom of the 4th, and the Yankees leading it 2-1. Answer to tonight's New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Joe Girardi played with Lloyd McClendon on the 89 and 90 Cubs. Which other 3 current major league managers were also Girardi's teammates? And after the pitch, we will have the answer. This inning moving so fast, we're giving you a little extra time to figure it out. Here's Robbie Cano, by the way, who doubled and scored in the first, extended his hitting streak to 8 games. Here's the answer. Ryan Sandberg, Walt Weiss, and Mike Matheny.
Wow. We just had Matheny in St. Louis. Should have known that one.
That ball bouncing in the dirt and going to the backstop. We take a look at the Lincoln scoreboard. The Yankees on top 2-1. Bottom of the 4th. Cano fouls that one into the seats.
You know, I think when we do these West Coast games, the question should be easier because people at home, it's late at night. They don't want, you know, they've had enough thinking for the day. You understand what I mean, Bob?
I totally get it. How simple. I mean, it would be like, who's playing shortstop tonight for the Yankees? That might be a little too simple. Dribbler to first base. Teixeira has it, one away.
They want to feel good before they go to bed.
They do. That's a good point. You want to have positive thoughts in your head before you go to sleep.
Hey, you go to work the next day, you tell everybody, hey, I had the question, I got it right.
Well, that'll bring up Cole Gillespie, who singled and knocked in Cano for the only run of the game so far for the Mariners. You know, Kenny, they brought in Cano to be a game changer, but they need other pieces around him. As you mentioned, Gillespie, at least since he was called up, has been one of those. They're 34-29. They're 7 games better at this point this season than they were last season. And people wonder, can they finally push the Angels and the A's in the West?
Yeah.
Now they have to produce more runs, but you've got a 1-2 punch of Felix Hernandez and Iwakuma. That's a pretty good start there.
Yeah, the shift of power has kind of gone to the West this year. The American League West is the strongest division in the major leagues in interdivision games. Last year they were the worst. So now it's getting tougher to beat these teams out west. The American League East had the highest winning percentage last year, and this year it's the lowest. So the shift of power has gone from east to west.
And the Rangers are going through a spate of injuries, so they've had some problems. But the A's on the flip side, we just saw Oakland. I mean, they have it all going right now with that pitching and hitting combo. So you take a look at the Mariners over their last 20 games, and really the last 10 stands out. The team average up. They won a lot of those games, 6 of them rather, on the road. And the pitching has just been tremendous. An ERA of 2.33.
You know, they've had some injuries to some of the younger pitchers who they thought were ready to perform at the major league level. And early in the season, James Paxton looked like he was the real deal. But now he's injured. Taijuan Walker never really got out of spring training, and they thought he was going to be somebody could help in their rotation as well.
And that's a walk for Gillespie. But Walker's getting closer. He's on rehab assignments. He had a sore right shoulder. Never came out of the spring, and then they had to shut him down a couple times. Give time for that shoulder to feel a little better. So he's getting closer. Well, here's Kyle Seager. Seager lined out to right field in his first at bat. That was that tremendous catch by Ichiro.
Look out. A little chin music. Or shoulder music, one or the other.
Seager doesn't really care. He just wants to get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing how quickly you can move when danger is imminent.
Gillespie at first stays put, and Nuno misses inside 2-0.
Nuno's very difficult to steal on. Mariners have already had the runners thrown out tonight. That's Gillespie back in the first inning. gets rid of the ball quickly, and a little leg action kind of freezes the runners, where he kind of kicks. He has one of those rocket moves. Like Andy Pettitte used to have that too. Bring the leg up, kind of kick it out, and that'll freeze the runner. You see the runner move back towards first. Not sure whether he's coming over there or not.
And a strike from Nuno. You know, it's funny to see that, because every time he kicks that leg up, you see Gillespie retreat a little bit. He doesn't even stand his ground. So he takes a step or two off his stride just to be sure that Nuno's not coming over. And time called.
I believe this is the second conference between McCann and Nuno. Just to be on the correct page, Seager's a dangerous hitter. Twice the last 2 years, he's led the Mariners in home runs.
His next will be his 10th of the season.
Yeah, 8 out of 9 are here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the only one on the road was at Yankee Stadium.
And a swing and a miss, and the count goes full.
Yeah, he was going for it there on that swing. That's the type of swing you should have on a 3-1 pitch. Down and in, but it was an off-speed pitch. He was out in front. Now, most hitters nowadays do not change their approach, but this is when, you know, you might give a little ground and try and hit the ball the other way. 3-2.
And he lines one into right center field. Ellsbury will have to track it down as Gillespie heads to third, and he's being held up. A big turn at first base for Seager, but he will retreat. It's first and third, one away for the Mariners here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, that was a good play by Ellsbury in center field, and the reason I say that, the ball was headed for the gap. First of all, he cut it off and got it back into second base quickly enough that Seager, although he had a big turn, as Bob said, he had to hold on. And that sets up a double play that would get Nuno out of the inning, as Ellsbury gets it back in quickly. Here's a swing. Pitch is in the middle of the plate. Nuno cannot live there. He does not throw hard enough. And Seager hits the ball hard for the second time. But he's going to have to hold at first base.
So first and third, one away. Pitch inside to Mike Zunino. You've got Gillespie on third and Seager at first. Fouls that one away. Zunino already with a hit in this game. He doubled off Nuno in the second inning.
One of the problems here for Nuno, he's not really a ground ball pitcher. He doesn't really have a good sinker. And most of his outs tonight have been pop-ups.
And a little fly ball into left field. Gillespie will tag and decides to hold. But what's interesting is Seager tags at first and advances to second, 2 away.
I think Gillespie realized right away the ball was not deep enough to the outfield. It was a broken bat fly ball, and he wasn't going to go anywhere. Just that he tagged up just for show. Gardner makes a throw to the plate, but what Gardner does, he airmails it all the way. And that allows Seager to tag it first and move down to second, which is the go-ahead run now in scoring position. If he keeps that ball low where it could be cut off, still Zunino's not going to go. I should say Gillespie's not going to go.
Here's Michael Saunders. First pitch swinging, 0-1. Nuno able to strike out Saunders back in the second. And to center field, and that chases Ellsbury back to the deepest part of the ballpark. Ellsbury with a leap in the catch. And that will do it here in the bottom of the fourth. Boy, we've seen some stellar defense so far in this game, and it has saved Nuno. He had 2 aboard there. They could have scored, but Ellsbury goes up and gets it and keeps it a 2-1 game. And you know that Nuno is loving it. Well, tell you, change of fortune for the Blue Jays, and in that bottom of the fourth, a change of fortune for the Mariners when Ellsbury went and got this one, Kenny.
Well, you can see why he's won Gold Gloves in the past. He's a product of the great Northwest. He's from Oregon, so he wants to show off for the home folks.
There's Ichiro. These used to be his home folks. He knocks one out to left field, but Ackley's got it. One away. Let's go back to the studio, Ryan, with another update. Wow, Ryan, thank you. So the Orioles struggling to get hits. The Blue Jays, what a tumultuous American League East this season as we see the Jays at 39-27, 5.5 ahead of the O's, just 6 up on the Yanks.
Now the Blue Jays, the Oakland A's, who the Yankees will see on their next stop on this trip. They have the best records in the league. Detroit Tigers falling back a bit. They're only 2 games ahead of Cleveland. Cleveland Indians are starting to come on in the Central.
How about Lonnie Chisenhall for them last night?
Oh my goodness.
Crazy numbers.
He should retire. He's never going to have a night like that
right.
again.
I'd like to take this opportunity to announce my retirement. 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Goodbye, everybody.
Now that was a great night for Chisenhall. Unbelievable. 5 hits too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great game.
In the meantime, the O's losing tonight. Machado playing after he appealed that 5-game suspension. You know, he's done about everything right, you know, all since coming up and being called up at, what, 20 years old?
Yeah.
And that was that first thing you just said, wow, that doesn't seem like something he would do.
It's interesting you mentioned that with Brian Roberts, his former teammate at the plate, because Brian actually texted him and, you know, asked him what's the deal. And he think that Manny's a little frustrated. He hadn't been playing all that well.
Roberts to first base. Bloomquist the backhand to Iwakuma 2 away.
Of course, he's missed a lot of time due to surgery, off-season surgery. And so Brian getting in touch with his former teammate, and a young one at that, to manage Machado, just 21 years old.
And then, of course, 2 games prior to that, Josh Donaldson had tagged him out when he was running from second to third. And I think a lot of people looked at that and said, well, why would he get upset about that? It wasn't even that hard of a tag.
Well, he was suspended for throwing a bat after the pitcher threw close to him. I think we should mention that.
So anyway, he appeals the suspension. It did not turn out to be a good night for the O's, who lost 1-0. And just a final thought on the division as we see Gardner here. The Blue Jays, it's the first time we've seen him come back to earth a little bit. Shut out in 3 of the last 4 games.
And especially with the prolific offense they have. They lead probably the major league, certainly American League, in home runs.
Well, things always seem to even out over the course of a baseball season.
It is a long year. You're right.
Gardner, by the way, has struck out swinging both times at bat.
And the reason why the Blue Jays are in first place, to get that 5-game lead, 5.5 game lead on Baltimore, because they're the only team in the division who's had a stretch where they've won about 15 out of 20.
Gardner, hot shot to right field, big 2-out base hit.
And I believe if you have 2 of those stretches, you're talking playoffs. But if you have 3 of them, you're definitely going to be in. And nobody else in the division has really done that. I know the Boston Red Sox won, 8 in a row at one time?
7, I believe it was, 8 in a row. After losing 10 in a row.
Yeah, see, but that's not 15 out of 20. So. All right, with 2 outs and a man on with Gardner, he is apt to really try and steal here, get himself in the scoring position. So the pressure is on Iwakuma, who's pretty difficult to steal on, and Zunino, the young catcher. Gardner is 14 out of 15 this year. And he's got the oven mitt on, which probably means he's ready to shake and bake.
Well, we mentioned this at the top. Iwakuma has only allowed 2 stolen bases over his last 30 starts. And Zunino has a good young arm, so a good challenge for Gardner, who does not go. And Jeter looks outside, 1-1. Jeter, a well-struck ball in the top of the first for a single. He later scored, and then a weak ground ball to second in his second at bat.
Yankees very good percentage as a team in the stolen base department. They've stolen 45 as a team. They've only been caught 9 times.
Gardner does not go, and the pitch is inside, 2-1.
Gardner's 14-1. Ellsbury is 18-2. And both of them are among the league leaders in stealing bases. And they're good at it.
Jeter fouls that one away as Gardner did not go.
Well, Iwakuma held on to the ball a little bit longer that time, and sometimes that can freeze a base runner. You might be all on the edge, all on your toes, ready to go, and the pitcher will not let go of the ball. And you lose the spring in your legs.
We'll see if Gardner and the oven mitt have something cooking on 2-2 with 2 outs. And Jeter at the plate. And Gardner does not go. Big secondary lead, though, for him. As Iwakuma misses. They wanted that pitch. 3-2 now. Count is full to Jeter.
Well, now he will be going, of course, 3-2 with 2 outs, but the pitch is high and away. And in fact, Willie Bloomquist at first base is going to play behind him.
Three-two pitch. Jeter looks at ball 4. Yankees are in business with 2 outs. Runners at first and second, and Ellsbury coming to the plate.
Well, all that cheering they had for Derek Jeter before the game, they are booing ball 4 here. That's just outside as he eyeballs a base on balls. He's on for the second time in the game. Just checked the swing as well. First base umpire Mike Muchlinski said he did not go. Here's the delivery from Iwakuma. Just off the corner. And the captain just checks his swing.
And Kenny, after a quick run through the 3rd and 4th innings, 1, 2, 3 for Iwakuma, which he threw a total of just 15 pitches. He's thrown 15 in this inning alone.
Yeah, he kind of got himself back into the game after that first inning where he struggled and had the pitch count go up.
Jacoby Ellsbury's hit the ball hard 2 times. One he lined out to left field, and the next one was back to Iwakuma, the hand stinger. Grabbing a handful of these. That's a classic. And Ellsbury couldn't hold up as he turned on that. Two-1 Yankees lead it here in the top of the 5th as they try to extend their lead with 2 away. An 0-2 pitch to Ellsbury with Gardner at second and Jeter at first. Ellsbury looking at strike 3, so Iwakuma gets out of it. Ellsbury does not like the call, but that's a big strikeout for Iwakuma with 2 aboard as we go to the bottom half of the 5th. Yanks up 2-1. Well, first pitch of the inning delivered here to Dustin Ackley in the bottom of the 5th, and Nuno in with a strike. Ackley flew out to center field in his first at bat and lifts with that one along the third baseline. Solarte to the wall, about 5 rows deep. Nuno has pitched well tonight, escaped a couple jams, had 2 on last inning, then got a couple fly balls to get out of it.
Well, Nuno's got the 8 and 9 hitters leading off here in the 5th inning, and if he gets through it unscathed, that means he will navigate it through these lineups, the Mariners lineup, twice, and have the lead. So 3 times is a little bit more difficult for a guy who doesn't have overpowering stuff. We'll see what happens that 3rd time through, and that's usually when Nuno starts to have a little problem.
Yep. Ooh. 0-2 pitch, just missing low.
If you ask Ellsbury, that's a strike.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Goes off speed, misses away. So Nuno missing away again, and the count is full.
Yeah, you got to give Ackley a little credit here. He took a very close 0-2 pitch. The last 2 were really not that close, and he's fought his way back into the count, 3-2.
And drives that one out to left field. Gardner retreats, and he's got it, 1 away. Well, it's time for today's conversation, brought to you by Toyota. Prius is the official hybrid vehicle of the Yankees. We've been asking you on Twitter, do you think the Mariners are playoff contenders as they are currently built? Why or why not? And Yankees Cave said Seattle has a strong team for the playoffs, but I don't see them in it. The A's and Angels are stronger in the division. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using the hashtag YankeesPrius to keep the conversation going. You know, we showed their GM, Jack Zarenzik, earlier, and you wonder, especially with the moves they made in the offseason, is he going to go get a big piece if they need it prior to the July 31st trade deadline?
Yeah, Bob, I was thinking the very same thing, and remember what Cano said, they need a right-handed hitter.
Line shot, short hop by Derek Jeter. Nice pick there as he throws to Teixeira. Well, that ball was hard hit, one of those in-between hops, and he timed it perfectly.
Yeah, Miller hit a rocket, and Jeter stayed with it. In fact, he had to jump up in the air to just slow this down. Look at the play. Gloves it, now throws it, and that's out number 2. Sort of self-preservation making a play like that. And that's out number 2 on a hard hit ball.
So back to the top of the lineup, and Willie Bloomquist, who, by the way, is playing in his 1,000th major league game tonight.
Bloomquist? Yeah. He's played all over the field for these Mariners.
And he's kept Mark Teixeira busy, popping up in foul territory 2 times. Nuno missing outside, 2-0. And gets a breaking ball in up in the strike zone.
76-mile-per-hour changeup. I've been in New York City cabs go faster than that.
Back with a fastball, gets him to lift it out to shallow center field. Ellsbury is there, and that will do it. So a nice top or bottom of the fifth, rather, for Nuno. We go to the sixth with the Yanks up by 1. Iwakuma versus Tanaka, which was supposed to happen, but then the rainout put Nuno on the mound tonight.
You can see them as teammates with Rakuten, the Golden Eagles, the team that won the championship last year behind Tanaka's pitching. They beat the Tokyo Giants a year ago. And I had mentioned that Iwakuma was sort of a mentor for Tanaka. Both of them have won the Sawamura Award in Japan. Iwakuma back in 2004 and Tanaka last year. Well, he should have won an award. He was 24-0. I mean,
yeah. Who's the other guy?
Yeah, who would beat him?
Mark Teixeira's 1 for 2. A single and a run scored in the first, and a line out to right field in the third.
I mean, you go 24-0, you get more than the thanks for coming, right?
Right. We have a nice trophy for you too.
Yeah.
But you know, it's nice in a way because Tanaka gets to watch Iwakuma work tonight, and then it's sort of the flip tomorrow. And Teixeira down the left field line and curling into the seats. Let's take a look at Wednesday's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios, making life more entertaining with America's fastest, most reliable internet. That's powerful. It is Tanaka in search of his 10th win of the season, going up against the veteran Chris Young, who is 5-3 with a 3.42 ERA. Our coverage will begin with a batting practice show at 9 o'clock.
Chris Young's done a very good job for these Mariners this year.
And as we've seen, Teixeira strikes out. Some pitchers on the Yankees filling voids because of injuries. All those young pitchers you mentioned that were supposed to be in their rotation.
Yeah, that's.
And now Chris Young comes in and helps fill a void there.
Yeah, like Chase Whitley, who's done a very good job, and he's pitched some good games for the Yankees. We told you at the beginning that he's pitched 4 games on the road. Although he's only 1-0, the Yankees have won all 4 of those games.
And the Mariners will see Whitley in the series finale. It's Carlos Beltran. He has doubled and driven in a run and grounded to third. Beltran fouling that one away. And in the bullpen, Dellin Betances heating up.
And I think Joe Girardi is thinking about what I was thinking. You get to this certain point where Nuno's stuff might not translate to 3 times through the order. He might send him out there, but he'll have the bullpen ready.
And again, his last start 4 2/3, so he wasn't able to qualify for a win, certainly in that case, or any decision. But tonight he gets through the 5, and he's got a lead.
Now, we just saw the pictures of Iwakuma and Tanaka as teammates, and they were teammates for 5 years in Japan. And in those 5 years, these two combined to go 120 wins and 62 losses, and a combined earned run average of 2.64. So they were a pretty good 1-2 punch for the Golden Eagles. It sounds like they were soaring pretty high with these two guys in a rotation.
Beltran to the gap in left center, and that's a base hit with 1 away here in the top of the 6th. So he's 2 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, Beltran had been 1 for 14 since coming off the disabled list. 2 for 3 tonight. So maybe some of the rust starting to wear off, and he's getting his stroke back. And once again, hitting the ball to the opposite field. A veteran hitter. He doubled into the left field corner in the 1st inning. Now goes the opposite way.
And for Brian McCann, he'd love to do it because for the 3rd time tonight, the Mariners have the shift on. And McCann gets a breaking ball, strike 1. Iwakuma there, Kenny, with a good change of speed. 73 miles an hour on that.
Yeah, not only that, it had a wrinkle to it. Nice little slow curveball.
McCann, chopper to first. Bloomquist turns and fires down. And the throwback, and they got it. An easy double play for the Mariners to end things here in the top of the 6th inning. 3-6-3, and that'll do it. And McCann not running out of the box on that one. Again, a double play to end things in the 6th. The Yanks lead it 2-1 as we head to the bottom half. The Blue Jays in a divisional matchup. The first 18,000 guests 21 and older will receive a Yankees Dunkin' Donuts card preloaded with $2. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Well, Vidal Nuño still in there as he faces the 2-3-4 hitters for the Mariners. This is James Jones, who's lined out to second and grounded to second.
Joe Girardi has the bullpen going as Betances continues to throw. I was going to mention that Jones must be a threat to bunt, but now the count is no balls and 2 strikes. That's gone by the wayside.
Well, he is starting off facing 2 left-handers in Jones and Cano. Pitch count manageable at 89. And that's really kind of the break-even point for him, right, Kenny? Right around that 80 to 90 pitch mark.
Yeah. And plus, if you bring Betances in, it's really a different look for these.
Yeah.
Just about not only the Mariners, but every time you bring him in.
I guess Jones to strike out for the first out here in the 6th.
That's just the second strikeout for Nuño. They're checking. It's Larry Rothschild, the Yankee pitching coach, checking on the progress of Betances. He's keeping him for these lefties, and maybe when Gillespie comes to the plate. Although I did mention the fact that you got 6 left-handed hitters in their lineup. Yeah. But everybody has problems with Betances.
Cano to center field. Ellsbury slides and makes the catch 2 away. So he has benefited from some tremendous defense in the outfield tonight.
Yeah, when you have Ellsbury in center field and Gardner in left and tonight Ichiro in right, it's hard to get anything to hit the outfield grass.
So that is it. He wanted Nuño to face the 2 lefties, and with 2 away here in the 6th, Joe Girardi will make a pitching change. So we'll see you right back here after this. By Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your Tri-State BMW Center. So after 5 2/3 and a couple quick outs here in the top of the 6th, or bottom of the 6th, excuse me, Joe Girardi makes the Verizon call to the bullpen. And as he does, it's a guy we've seen in the bullpen a couple times already tonight. Dellin Betances will take over for Nuño, who allowed just 4 hits to the Mariners.
4 hits and 1 run in 5 2/3, a couple of strikeouts and a walk, and the Yankees hold on from this point. Nuño would get a win.
So it's up to the bullpen now, and Betances, as we know, has been getting the job done this season.
Pinch hitter for the Mariners. Endy Chavez as Lloyd McClendon counters with another left-handed hitter. Chavez, the veteran, 36 years old now. Another reason for the Mariners' success that they've got a better bench this year.
Now McCann has to get on the same page as Betances. Well, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Pitch to Chavez, and he's swinging and fouls it away.
Yeah, Betances not loose yet. That was just 94.
Saved a little from the bullpen.
Yeah,
didn't want to dial it up yet.
Here's the big number: 61 punch-outs in 36 innings. That's a lot of carrying the lumber back to the dugout.
That's a lot of uncomfortable getting that pitch inside from Dellin Betances, even if it's off speed. Chopper to second base. Roberts is over, and that will do it. So Betances getting the job done as part of a 1-2-3, bottom of the sixth. As we go to the seventh, the Yankees lead it 2-1.
Injury report brought to you by Montefiore Medical Center, Inspired Medicine. You see right there, Sean Kelly had a couple of rehab assignments. During that, he went 1 2/3, allowed just 1 hit. He's expected to be activated from the DL tomorrow, as long as nothing happens from now until tomorrow. But guys, the bullpen has been very good throughout the course of this season. It would just be another reinforcement, another option for Joe Girardi late in the game.
Here's Jan Hervis Solarte leading things off in the seventh. He's grounded to second a couple times. Meredith, did Joe say how Kelly's going to factor in right when he comes back?
Well, Bob, I had the opportunity to speak with him during one of the tapings of the Joe Girardi show, and I said, will he go back to being the 8th inning guy? Because that's pretty much what he was prior to the injury. He also served as the closer for a while when David Robertson was on the DL, and he said, right now I feel like I have options. It'll depend. He'll definitely be a late inning guy. He may pitch the whole 8th, but there may be situations where he uses Adam Warren for 2 innings in the 7th and the 8th, or he uses Dellin Betances. But really what it is another option for Joe Girardi. He can piece things together a little bit more easily, and he's another guy that he has a lot of confidence in. He's a strikeout guy. He knows he gets both righties and lefties out, so certainly a help for that pen.
Third straight time that Solarte is grounded out to second base, so one away here in the top of the 7th. 2-1 Yanks on the Cadillac scoreboard. And you know, Meredith, as much as folks here wanted that matchup of Iwakuma and Tanaka tonight, you know, it kind of stretches it out. Now, really good pitching over 2 nights. We get Iwakuma versus Nuno tonight. Nuno pitched very well. And then we get to see Tanaka tomorrow night.
It does. I think there was a little bit of Masahiro Tanaka that was looking forward to facing his former team. It was going to be a big deal in Japan. I was speaking to some of the Japanese reporters here, and they were all looking forward to this matchup. But Joe Girardi saying the other day when he first hinted prior to the game, not knowing if they were going to get that one in Kansas City, that he was likely going to pitch Vidal Nuno today and push Masahiro Tanaka back. It's not about what the fans necessarily want. It's about what's best for this team right now. And what was best for this team in the eyes of the Yankees was keeping Nuno tonight, pushing Masahiro Tanaka back, giving him an extra day. Because if you remember, this is a guy that just pitched once a week in Japan. He's still kind of adjusting to once every 5 days. And if the Yankees have the opportunity to give him an extra day, they're going to do so.
And see if you two agree with me, Meredith and Bob. The fact that the Yankees can win this game tonight and have Tanaka going tomorrow, it's like a big leg up in this series if they can win the first 2.
There's no question about it. If you look at the strength of this pitching staff coming in, they had back-to-back shutouts against the Rays. They hadn't given up a run in 19 consecutive innings, so you knew it was going to be tough from an offensive standpoint. But now to have your best guy in Masahiro Tanaka going tomorrow, and speaking to a couple of the guys in the clubhouse, they just expect excellence out of him when he takes the mound. It seems as though there's a little bit of a different feel around the clubhouse when you know he's going. He's definitely going to keep you in games, and for the most part, he's given them a lot of length so far this season as well.
Yeah, the Mariners come into this series. They won 8 out of their last 9, and since April the 23rd, they have the second best record in Major League Baseball. Only the San Francisco Giants, who have a tremendous record or have a better record since that date.
So with 2 away, Brian Roberts is at the plate. Of course, we'll see Meredith later on the post-game show. Lloyd McClendon, over 30 years in professional baseball, played for 8. Mentioned Kenny managing the Pirates. Yeah. He was on the bench with Jim Leland in Detroit.
Now he's from Indiana, and years ago in his Little League days, he played in the Little League World Series. I read this today, and it was an amazing feat that Lloyd McClendon, when he was a Little Leaguer playing in the Little League World Series, he got 5 swings and hit 5 home runs.
Really?
And they called him Legendary Lloyd.
No doubt about it. You do that, you're going to get called that. All right, we take it to the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 Yanks. Tonight, we take a look at our game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer, and we had a pitcher's duel tonight. 2-1 the Yankees lead it as Vidal Nuno goes 5 2/3 innings, allows just 4 hits and a run. Iwakuma has allowed 6 hits and 2 runs. Beltran and McCann each with a run batted in as the Yanks try and get the offense going and more of the guys involved. So right now, Kenny, it is a
2-1 lead for the Yankees. It's in the bullpen, and they're trying to hang on.
Yeah, the bullpen has to do the job. But also, when you're playing tight games, and we didn't see this in Kansas City, the Yankees didn't run the bases particularly well.
Yep.
But tonight they're playing tremendous defense in the outfield in particular. Ellsbury in center.
And first pitch swinging to Brian Roberts at second, and they'll throw Kyle Seager out, one away.
There's an example of why these shifts work, and they take hits away from hitters. Back in the day when I was playing, this was a base hit. Very rarely did you see the second baseman on the outfield grass. Maybe for a hitter like Willie Stargell.
Yeah.
But usually the second baseman didn't have anything to do with where he was able to hit a baseball.
So here's Mike Zunino as the Yankees lead it 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th on the Cadillac scoreboard. And first pitch strike from Betances.
In most stadiums back in the 70s, they would have places far away where Stargell hit one up there. And you look up there and you just, oh my goodness, how do you hit a ball that far?
There'd be a different colored seat, right, or a plaque or something.
Yeah,
up there.
At Three Rivers, certainly in Pittsburgh, they used to put stars up there for Stargell.
Yeah, and most of the folks who sat in those seats are going, I can't see the game. If you get them up there so far.
It's a rumor.
Well, Mike Zunino is a batter. He has doubled and flown out to left field. Beautiful night, low 60s here in Seattle. Not much of a breeze, except when Betances now throws his fastball. That was an off-speed pitch to Zunino, 3-1.
A beautiful night in a beautiful city. I mean, a lot of water views. I mean, just from our hotel, you just got some beautiful views. I think there's more boats per capita here in Seattle than any other city in the United States. And there's a good reason for it. They get good use out of it. Look out.
Zunino hit by a pitch. Breaking ball got away from Betances.
And luckily for him, it was not a fastball, because it might have gone through it. He kind of leans into it, takes it off the bat. But man on with one out.
And Michael Saunders will be the hitter. He struck out swinging and flew out to center field. The Mariners on that recently concluded road trip in which they won 6 of 7, hit 270 as a team on the road. Prior to that, they were hitting just 239 as a team. So to this point, the Yankees pitchers have held them in check. Be a good spot for a strikeout or a double play. Oh, look at that. Just Saunders trying to sneak one down the third baseline. Stirring up the chalk.
Yeah, that recent road trip for the Mariners, as you watch this foul ball off the bat of Saunders, kind of inside out swing, propelled them to a 20-14 road record. They're just 14-15 here at home. So they've got to pick up the pace at home if they want to have to get themselves back in the Western Division race.
Gets one inside that gets away from McCann, and that'll get Zunino to second. Heads up base running there, puts a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, it's going to go as a wild pitch, and Zunino right away didn't hesitate. Ball in the dirt. He's a catcher. He knows that you're supposed to follow the trajectory of the ball, and if it's low and in the dirt, you take off, because the catcher might have problems handling it. Got a great jump, no chance for McCann to get him, and now the tying run's in scoring position.
Chance for Betances to get a big out here with Saunders at the plate. Goes fastball and misses. Dials it up to 98. And the 2-2 goes off speed. My goodness, Saunders had no chance at that one, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, that's one of those disappearing breaking balls that Betances can throw up there every once in a while. Now you see it, and now you don't. Saunders strikes out. I don't think Betances has had too many appearances this year. He hasn't struck out at least one hitter.
Right.
And Saunders is the first one tonight.
By the way, that hit batter was his first in the majors since his major league debut in 2011.
I'm sure there's a lot of hitters who feel very fortunate that his control is better than it used to be.
Dustin Ackley is lined out to center and flown out to left. He's up with 2 outs and Zunino on second. Betances goes off speed and misses 1-1. On a fastball.
99. He did have a good swing at it, though.
Now they do the formula he had with Saunders. One fastball and then
the nasty hook. Yeah.
Yep.
And the reason why McCann might have gone out there, it might have been just a verbal sign. Just, this is what we're going to do. We'll see if he actually gives us. Yeah, it looks like he's putting the fingers down there. So.
Could that be a decoy, though?
Yeah, it could be.
With Zunino on second, we'll find out. 1-2 pitch. Goes off speed. Line base hit over the glove of Brian Roberts. Ichiro comes up. The throw to the plate. And it's late, and they tie the game. All even at 2 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now Nuno can't get a win, and it looks as though Brian Roberts might be hurt out at second base, trying to extend himself to get up in the air. This curveball hung. You see it's up here. Usually when it's good, it's down in here. But it hung, and Ackley was able to get to it. Roberts goes up for all he's worth, and he might have actually got a little leather on it. Yeah, he did. And as he comes down, he's walking gingerly around second base. Man, he got up there.
And first pitch swinging right behind second. Jeter the turn and the throw, and Brad Miller is safe. So the Mariners extend the inning.
Chopper back through the middle. The spin, the throw, but Miller's going to beat it out, so he's going to have himself an infield hit. So the hit batter on a curveball, Zunino comes in to score on the base hit by Ackley, and that's followed by another hit.
Well, that is tough luck for Vidal Nuno. Yeah. But now Betances has to get out of a jam. 2 on and 2 out. Back to the top of the order, and Willie Bloomquist. Only the second time this season that Betances has blown a lead. First pitch swinging by Bloomquist, strike 1. You know, on that Ackley at bat, you almost wonder if he said, look, I got to pick one or the other. Do I think they're coming breaking ball, or am I sitting 99?
Yeah, but if a pitcher throws a breaking ball like Betances did, it kind of hung up there.
Yeah.
Even if you're looking for a fastball, you can still hit a breaking ball that hangs like that. And maybe one of the worst ones he's thrown this year.
Misses inside to Bloomquist, 2-1.
I don't think Betances has been as sharp as we've seen him in the past tonight.
Up in the zone with that pitch to Ackley, and he's bounced a few breaking balls, and in fact that's what got Zunino to second on a wild pitch. Goes off speed again, and Bloomquist puts that one in the seats.
With Ackley at second and 2 down, both Ellsbury and Eacher are playing pretty shallow. If Bloomquist hits a ball that way, as Matt Thornton warms up at the Yankee pen, they want to be able to get the runner at home plate. In left field, Gardner has to respect Bloomquist. If he gets into one, he's got some pull power, so he has to play a little deeper.
Both bullpens are at work. Thornton is out on the Yankees pen, getting ready potentially for the lefties Jones and Cano, and then Charlie Furbush is working out in the Mariners pen. That's because Iwakuma is at 102 pitches in his outing. 2-2 game and a 2-2 pitch to Bloomquist. He stays alive with a foul ball. Betances trying to escape a jam. Mariners having tied the game at 2 and 2 aboard. And he comes inside to Bloomquist and got him. Bloomquist could not hold up on the swing, so a big strikeout for Betances, but not before enough damage is done to tie the game. A base hit by Dustin Ackley has even things at 2. Tweet your photo to Yes Network using the hashtag YesFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Notes from Sweet Karima 29. A couple Yankees fans trying to root their team to a victory on Yes After Dark. We're all tied at 2, top of the 8th. 2 runs and 6 hits for each of these teams on the Hyundai scoreboard. Mariners tying it in their half of the 7th inning.
And they send Iwakuma back out there in the top of the 8th.
Got a couple ground balls and a strikeout last inning. And Brett Gardner drives one to right field. Is it fair or foul? It is a foul ball. Whoa. Boy, a few more feet. It could have been a 3-2 game.
Yeah, just a few more feet to the left. And you can see that one, the foul ball. Mike Buczynski, the first base umpire, with the call.
Now the 1-1 to Gardner. And Iwakuma up and out of the zone, and don't know what will happen at this at bat, but you wonder if Lloyd McClendon is suddenly thinking, I need to get to that bullpen pretty quickly.
Oh, well, he's got the left-hander Charlie Furbush warming up out there. And his bullpen has been lights out lately. They've been very strong.
Gardner showing patience at the plate. Takes ball 3.
Well, you know, Iwakuma does not want to walk Brett Gardner. With his ability to steal bases and get something started, he should get a decent pitch to hit here. And while he just missed a home run, he should get something to lean on again.
And Gardner drives one out into right center field. Chasing Jones back to the track. Couple paces in front of the wall. One away. Gardner gave that one a ride, but it stayed in the spacious ballpark in Seattle.
Yeah, it did stay in. If he had pulled this one like he did the first one, he might have had one, but he had to reach out. Didn't quite get his A swing on it. He got good wood on it, but you can see Jones to the warning track, and maybe he's waving to the fans, I got this. It makes the catch for the out. Here it is on Yes Mo, brought to you by your Tri-State Mercedes-Benz dealers.
So now it's Derek Jeter with one away in the 8th. He's singled, grounded to second, and walked back in the 5th. 108th pitch of the night for Iwakuma. And Jeter drives one to the gap in left center field. Jones further to run for that one. And that'll be over his head and over the wall. And Jeter going back to first base.
He missed it.
So just a retouch and then jogged to second. Okay, that's a first, I think.
Yeah, it was first.
I guess he's glad that thing hopped over the wall.
Well, you know what? It'd have been interesting to see if it had gone over the wall. He could have taken all day to go back and touch first base. Now it looked like he might have missed it. Let's take another. He's looking to see what happens with the ball.
Yep.
And I guess he really doesn't want to take any chances. He might have scraped it, but he doesn't want an appeal. With the ball bouncing over the wall, he can have all day to go back and touch first and then continue on to second.
All right, a wise decision by Jeter to go back and retouch and then head to second, and probably a wise decision at this point for Lloyd McClendon to go to his bullpen. We'll see what happens when we come back after this. In a 2-2 game, Derek Jeter just hit a ground rule double in the top of the 8th. So with one away, the Yankees have the potential go-ahead run there at second, and Charlie Furbush comes onto the mound for the Mariners.
There's Furbush with 17 to third innings, 18 hits, 17 strikeouts. That's a good number, about a strikeout per inning. And he is the first man out of the bullpen for the Mariners, not only tonight, but in the series against the Yankees. We mentioned the bullpen's been doing a very good job of lately. Over the last 25 and 2/3 innings, the Mariners bullpen has allowed just one earned run. So they've been shutting down the opposition.
Jacoby Ellsbury 1 for 7 in his career against Furbush. But all it takes, Kenny, is that one hit, something the Yankees have not been able to get in about the past week and a half. At least not often enough.
There's the numbers on Iwakuma. Another pretty strong outing. Just the 2 runs in 7 1/3, 108 pitches.
So a big spot for Ellsbury here in the top of the 8th with Jeter on second base and 1 away.
And you can see how Furbush could be difficult for a left-handed batter. He kind of slings it to the plate. And he made a good pitch with the first one to Ellsbury.
Pitch in for a strike, 0-2.
And 2 nasty ones to start with. First one was a fastball. This was a slider.
Well, you mentioned the challenge of Furbush and the way he throws the ball, but Ellsbury, the Yankees' leading hitter against lefties, hitting .329. He's in an 0-2 hole here as Furbush delivers. And Ellsbury knocks one into right field. And that'll drop in, and Jeter waved around. Ellsbury, a big base hit, and the Yankees take the 3-2 lead. On an 0-2 pitch, Kenny, he comes through with a big base hit.
And Bob, it's a prime example. The first 2 pitches were nasty on the outside cornered knees. And this one is not nearly to the target. You can see it's right in the middle of the plate. And Ellsbury capitalizes. Gets a pitch he can handle, and he gets a base hit. The first 2 he couldn't do anything with. But Furbush does not counter with a pitch out of the strike zone or as good as the first 2. And certainly a pitch right where Ellsbury likes it. Jeter got a good read. Gets the jump, and the Yankees retake the lead.
And by getting that hit, Ellsbury extends his hitting streak to 14 games.
And by the way, that run is charged to Iwakuma.
Mark Teixeira off the end of the bat, a liner to second, and a double play. They got Ellsbury leaning off the base, and Cano able to throw it to first and get the double play. So maybe not the most heads-up play for Ellsbury there, but a big hit for him here in the top of the 8th. You see the way the inning ended up, but it also ends up with the Yankees leading at 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Presented by T-Mobile, Kenny.
Well, we just saw it. On an 0-2 pitch, Jacoby Ellsbury. Base hit drives home the captain. Derek Jeter scores. The Yankees take the 3-2 lead in the top of the 8th inning.
And you know Furbush would love to have that one back. As you mentioned, 2 great off-speed pitches to get to 0-2. And then you look at this double play to end the inning, Kenny.
Well, not only does he get caught off, but Cano has a strong arm. We all know that. He got it over the first in time to get him.
So a 3-2 Yankee lead on the single by Ellsbury. And now as we head to the bottom of the 8th, it's Adam Warren out of the bullpen in his 29th appearance. He'll face the 2, 3, 4 hitters, starting with James Jones. Three-2 Yankees lead it. Bottom of the 8th on the Hyundai scoreboard. Warren, a fastball misses. 2-0.
The Yankees respecting Jones's speed. Solarte in on the grass at third. Teixeira even with the bag at first and guarding the line.
And swinging on 2-0, fouls that one away. Betances let a 1-run lead get away. It's up to Warren now to keep this 1-run lead and see if they can get the Yankees a win here in the first of 3. Jones fouling that one away again.
And now Warren has fought his way back to even the count at 2-2. He's got 3 left-handed hitters to deal with this inning. Jones, Cano, and Chavez.
Grounder to second. Roberts is on it. 1 away. Hey, get highlights, analysis, and reaction after the final out on the WB Mason postgame. Plus, Meredith Morakovitz goes inside the clubhouse for the player interviews, and you'll hear Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame with Ryan Ruocco, Meredith Morakovitz, only on Yes.
So Ryan Ruocco draws the Bob Lorenz duty, the late night duty back east.
He's hanging out, nice quiet office. And Yes after dark.
And Ryan, like I tell Bob, on these late night situations, we're on the West Coast, there's not much traffic on the way home, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's a good thing, Kenny, when you say it, but then when you hear it, you're like, yeah.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
With 1 away, here's Robbie Cano. He's doubled and scored. Grounded to first and lined out to center field. Back up the middle. That's a 1-out single.
Well, we know that the Mariners have signed Cano to become the centerpiece of their team, and as you approach Safeco Field, there's a big poster of Robbie Cano that hangs from the stadium, and letting the Mariners fans know who's playing second base for them for at least maybe the next 10 years. So there's a base hit in the center field. You saw the chuck and duck as Adam Warren's going to have to get out of the way of this and made a decent pitch, but Cano went down and got it and drove it into center for his second hit of the game.
He is in the midst of an 8-game hitting streak. He's 2 for 4 tonight. And that's his first hit ever off Warren. Obviously hasn't had many opportunities against his former teammate. So here's Endy Chavez. He came in to pinch hit for Cole Gillespie, excuse me, in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Betances got him to ground to second. Warren with a strike right there. 0-1.
A good changeup for a strike. Chavez tough to double up. He's got pretty good speed. Infield at double play depth. Here's a look at the last pitch. Not only was it a good one, but you can see the fade. Ball fading, off-speed pitch to the outside corner for a strike. Right to the glove of Brian McCann. Good puff. People in this area know their hooks. A lot of good fishing around here. That was a good one.
So 2 off-speed pitches in a row, and he's got the advantage of that changeup that breaks away from left-handers. So on 0-2, we'll see what he comes back with to Chavez, with Cano on first. His fastball misses away, 1-2.
Yeah, that was a teaser. Just to show him there is a fastball out here.
Breaking ball again.
Just got a piece of it. And a piece of McCann as well. Let's take a look. Watch the exposed hand, and it wasn't a direct hit. It hit the ground first and came up and hit him. There's still a little bit of a shock there.
And they'll redo the 1-2. Chavez gets jammed, pops it up to the right side. Roberts is there, 2 away.
Stayed with the off-speed stuff, Bob. As you said, he only showed him one fastball, and that was the one that was out of the strike zone. This is another breaking ball, and it's another good one. See the sharpness of it, and he gets him in on the hands. Didn't even look like it was going to be a strike at the end. Had that much break to it. He's lucky he's going to be able to take the bat back to the dugout.
Yeah, nothing he could do, just short-armed. So 2 outs here, bottom of the 8th, and Kyle Seager is the batter. Again, he is their leader in home runs and runs batted in this season. He's had a 1-for-3 night. Got the shift on. The closer Fernando Rodney is up in the bullpen.
He is tied for the league leading saves.
Seager lifts one out to right field. Roberts goes back, and he's got it, and that will do it. So good work there by Adam Warren. A man was aboard, but that was it. We go to the 9th. The Yanks up 3-2. as the Yankees lead it 3-2 going to the top of the ninth. They hope for a beautiful end result to this game and a victory to get them back on the winning track.
Look at the snow-covered mountains in the background there. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, my goodness. What a pretty city.
Do it all here. A lot of outdoor activities. Skiing, snowboarding, mountain biking. Fishing. Probably some spelunking.
Lumberjacking. You can do it all around here.
Well, Charlie Furbush still in there. He has to face potentially, if he faces the next 3 batters, 2 switch hitters in Beltran and Solarte. Brian McCann is in between those. He's facing the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the Yankees lineup. And for Beltran, a nice night. A double, a single. Again, we mentioned he was just 1 for 14 since coming off the DL, and he's got a couple hits in this one tonight. See David Robertson up in the Yankees pen, ready to close things out. Beltran swing and a miss. 1-2. Not a ton of scoring opportunities for either team tonight. The Yankees have left 4 men on base. The Mariners 5. Good pitching from Nuno and Iwakuma to start this thing off tonight. And Beltran strikes out, 1 away.
First strikeout for Furbush, and he made a nice pitch down and into Carlos Beltran. Sees Zunino's target, and the ball actually ended up out of the strike zone. And with McCann coming up, the shift is on.
Robbie Cano moves way over from his position. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, moves into Robbie's position. And McCann first pitch swinging right into the teeth of the shift. Cano's got it 2 away. That'll bring up Yangervis Solarte, who just hopes for a different fate from the right side. His first 3 times up batting left-handed, all ground balls to second base.
Yeah, he's hit him to Cano, and usually that means you're going to be out.
Cano made a nice play to double up Jacoby Ellsbury in the 8th, but also we've seen nice defense all around tonight. It's been one of the hallmarks of this game. Ellsbury in center, Ichiro out in right field. Furbush, strike outside, 1-1.
Now Solarte coming into the night was a 300 hitter from the left-hand side, and not bad from the right-hand side, 271. Now right-handed, he hadn't hit a home run yet. And my former teammate Eddie Murray said, when you're a switch hitter, you're not really a switch hitter until you've hit home runs from both sides of the plate. And he should know, because he hit over 500 homers, not from one side. So when Solarte gets that one, gets that done.
Ooh, that moves his feet.
Look at him.
Wants to get to first base in a hurry after that hit by pitch.
You know what? He does that when he walks, too. He kind of runs down. It's kind of semi-Pete Rose. Remember, Pete used to run like somebody was chasing him down to first base. And Solarte's going to get up. Does the ball hit him? Let's see. Yep, got him in the foot.
Shoe top.
Yep, and he just hustles down to first.
Maybe he saw Ichiro stretching in the on-deck circle and knew that his routine was almost done. So he wanted to get to first in a hurry so Ichiro could hit. Ichiro, by the way, is lined out to left field twice and grounded to second base, over 3 tonight.
10 years with the Seattle Mariners, he hit .322. And Bob, we were talking about the year where he had 262 hits. Here's the number that really, when I read this one, I said, this is unbelievable. He had 80 multi-hit games that year. Almost half the schedule, he had multi-hits in.
It's like getting one hit a night is kind of a letdown.
Oh, yeah. You know, certainly your average is probably going to go down. But, gee.
Solarte's at first. And here's the 1-2 to Ichiro. Looks at strike three. Furbush, a good breaking ball there to get Ichiro. So we're going to take it to the bottom half of the ninth inning. The Yankees trying to hang on to a 3-2 lead. A 3-2 lead, and David Robertson on the hill trying to slam the door on the Mariners and get the Yankees back in the win column.
Well, you can see he has slammed the door before with 36 strikeouts in 21 innings. And this will be his 22nd appearance of the year. He's among the league leaders in saves. He's got 14 of them. And looking for number 15 tonight.
Yanks had a 2-1 lead behind Vidal Nuno. Dylan Betances let it get away, and a rare blip on the screen for him, giving up a run and blowing a lead. But Jacoby Ellsbury comes up with a single to knock in Derek Jeter in the 8th inning. And this is where we stand as David Robertson will face the scheduled hitters Mike Zunino, Michael Saunders, and Dustin Ackley. And by the way, Kenny, in that last half of the inning, the bottom of the 8th, it was Warren getting a big out there with Kyle Seager at the plate and a man aboard.
Yeah, because he is their leading home run hitter. And you saw Seager's reaction when he hit the ball. He actually kind of threw his bat away in disgust, thinking he should have hit a pitch better, but he didn't hit it. So he got the, I thought their biggest hitter out in that situation with the tying run on base and the go-ahead run at the plate.
So here's Robertson against Zunino. First pitch swinging, foul back. Zunino has a double and a hit by pitch in this game, along with a fly ball to left field. And Robertson with a breaking ball, fouled off.
And he starts him with 2 hooks and 2 pretty good ones. And remember what Furbush did. He hung the 3rd one. So you've made 2 pretty good pitches. This shouldn't be a strike. This should be just out of the zone. Maybe get him to chase it.
Spots that just off the plate. Yeah, good pitch.
Just out of the zone. But Zunino wouldn't chase it. And kind of a show-me fastball. The first 2 pitches have been hooks. This is a heater, but it's just outside. And I think that's exactly where he wanted it.
He tries to get Zunino to commit on that one and couldn't do it. Evens the count at 2-2. Goes inside. Wanted that fastball on the inside part of the plate and didn't get the call.
Yeah, that was close. And didn't get the call. So now the count has run full. And it was inside.
Three-two pitch. Low and away and got it. One away.
Well, the door is a third of the way shut. Zunino might have foul tipped it into the glove, but nevertheless it's a strikeout. Previous pitch had been in, that one's away, and all the time Robertson was on the corners with his pitches.
And the previous one that he threw outside made that one to Zunino right there. He had to make some kind of effort at it.
It was too close to take. 3-2.
Yep. So here's Michael Saunders. He struck out twice tonight, flown out to center field. And Robertson strike one.
Again, jumping ahead on the count.
Saunders 0 for 3 against Robertson in his career. Fastball up and Saunders fouls it away.
Once again, Robertson jumps ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Hitters are very defensive in this situation, but you've got to still got to make good pitches. He wanted to bounce it. He did. But that was not close enough to the zone to get Saunders to chase.
Try and extend him outside here a little bit.
Well, you know, he can try and bounce another one, but he has to get it closer to the strike zone.
See what he does. 1-2. Did he get him to commit? He did. Home plate umpire Chris Siegel ringing him up. So that's 2 strikeouts for David Robertson, and the Mariners are down to their final batter.
Yeah, when you jump ahead 0-2, you've got several pitches to work with. Remember I said get it closer to the strike zone. He did, and he gets Saunders to commit. It's a curveball that ends up in the dirt, and a good block by McCann. He commits, and he is struck out.
So it's Dustin Ackley. And Robertson starts him with strike one.
Jumps ahead once again. Now the hitters. First 2 hitters have been 0-2.
Ackley had the RBI single in the bottom of the 7th that tied the game. Robertson just a little outside, 1-1. And Ackley holds up 2-1.
I heard some chanting, "Let's go Yankees." I flew out here yesterday. There were some Yankee fans on the flight.
It's a long road trip for a Yankees fan.
Yeah, it is.
2-1. And Robertson misses 3-1. Got Brad Miller on deck. Robertson misses with a fastball, and the tying run is aboard. So Robertson strikes out the first two batters here in the bottom of the ninth. And looks like John Buck will pinch hit for Brad Miller.
Well, Brad Miller started the game with a 169 batting average. He went 1 for 3, but he's going to give away to a hitter with a lot more power in John Buck.
Buck has a homer this season, 4 runs batted in, and he is 2 for 4 in his career against David Robertson. Larry Rothschild will make a trip to the mound.
Just going over the scouting reports, Buck does have some power. You know, he's been around. He's played for several clubs. The Yankees have seen him in Kansas City. I know he played for the Royals for a while.
A little bit of time in Toronto, I believe.
He's been with the Mets, Pittsburgh, Florida, but mostly with Kansas City.
So Robertson trying to slam the door with 2 away. Buck, career pinch hitter, just 6 for 32. Ackley's at first with 2 away. Swing and a miss from Buck, strike 1.
This is Buck's first pinch hit appearance this year.
Must be a little cool for Fernando Rodney. He's got the hoodie on. Robertson ahead 0-2. Couple really good off-speed pitches.
Yeah, another good breaking ball, and I think this is the plan. For Buck to get a hit, he's going to have to hit something that's got a wrinkle in it. And Robertson has a very good breaking ball. That one actually ended up out of the strike zone. I'd throw the same thing again. Oh, looks like they're going to try and get him to chase something upstairs.
The runner on first. What do they decide to do? Ackley bluffs like he's running, and they do go up high.
You know, and that's out of the Mariano Rivera playbook. You throw 2 down, and then you throw a fastball up, put it in his eyes, but you got to get it close to the zone where he'll try and swing at it, try and check his swing. And a lot of times with Mariano was check, please, time to go out.
Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. David Robertson strikes out the side here in the bottom of the ninth, allows a walk, but the Yankees get the job done. He gets the save, and the Yankees get the 3-2 win.
Here's another look. Remember, we said he's going to have to hit a breaking ball, but that was the best of the 3, and he had no chance. Missed it by a foot. As Robertson will pick up the save. You can see right out of the hand. Watch this ball just come and just end up near the dirt. And Buck missed it by quite a bit.
Well, for Robertson, he may have saved his best pitch for last in closing the door. They did get the runner on first with a walk. He didn't want him to advance to second by bouncing one, so he throws the perfect curveball to John Buck to wrap things up. Yankees win it 3-2. Kenny and I will have much more coming up as we wrap things up from Seattle. But right now, we send it back to Ryan Ruocco in the studio to tell us what's ahead on the postgame. Ryan?